this is Avar from Scrappy Mania, and today I'm using some old dies that I have. This is from Heartfelt Creation, and it's called Enchanted Mums, and I have the coordinating dies. So what I want to teach you is how you can use your color pencils. Now these are some color pencils I purchased at Costco a long time ago. They're very economical. So any color pencils, you can even use color pencils that you buy at Walmart for your kids. That will work as well. But I'm going to show you how you can use color pencils, and you don't have to buy expensive markers to get nice dimension on these flowers. See that dimension? And we're also going to teach you how to shape them. I'm using paper, so this is scraps. So you can use any type of scraps you have. And notice this is not white cardstock. It's just color paper. So you can repurpose this. So I went ahead and going to show you how you can get that dimension using color pencils. And then the other thing I want to show you how you can start with a color cardstock from any scraps that you have and use that in order to create these dimensional flowers. Now I'm going to change the center because I use this green and red, brown and gold little beads, and I don't really like how it came out. I think these beads will be better. I think that will look better for my centers. And black beads, I don't have any black beads. I think black will also work. Some dark brown will also work for the centers of these flowers. So I'm going to show you how to go ahead and color these. So I went ahead and started coloring my flowers. So let me go ahead and bring you closer. Okay. So you're going to pick two colors from your color pencil. So I'm going to use the color that I was using for this is this color, which is a pink, dark fuchsia pink color. And then for the edges, I'm going to go ahead and use this violet color. Because I already have some background color, I'm just going to accent that a little more. So what you're going to do, very light pressure. You want to go ahead and put some color on your petals. And then you're going to put a little harder pressure where the shadows are on your on your stamp. So notice like I have some marks here, so that marks kind of my shadow. So I want to put a little more pressure on those areas. Okay, so that's how I got this. And I put a little more pressure on those areas. And then what I want to do is I want to go with my purple, and right where the shadows are, I'm going to go ahead and put some purple and let it blend. See how I'm kind of making it blend? And actually, I think I used this color. Tip, just make sure you have the colors that you use handy, because I think I used this color. Yeah, this is the color I used for here. And see how you can just put a darker color right where the natural shadow for the flower, for the stamp. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do all around this. Okay, let me do that real quick. Okay, and then the next thing I'm going to do is I have some Gamsol, but you can also use mineral oil or anything like that. And what that's going to help is going to help blend those two colors together, so you have a nice blending dimension. So it look like if you were using alcohol markers a little bit. I mean, not exactly, but it starts blending it. So let me show you. And you don't have to be very careful with this, because we're going to cut this out. So I just roughly put some Gem-Sol throughout the whole flower. Oh, I didn't finish these. So let me go ahead and finish putting some shadows on these. Okay. And just, there you go. Now for the center, you see how I gave a little dimension here for the center. You can see the shadow. So for that, I'm going to go ahead and pick this orange color. I also picked yellow and then a brown. Okay. So these are the colors I picked for my center. So what I'm going to start is with the lighter color. Put that around. Okay. And following the artist's intention, see how they have it a little darker on the edges? I'm going to use orange, and then I'm going to think about where my light want to be. So let's say I have my lights going this way. So I'm going to put darker my shadow over here. Now because I'm going to be using beads, I don't really need to do all this shadow and all that stuff. But I want to show you how, if you're not going to use beads, how you can go ahead and get that depth just with color pencil. So see, how, you already see how that starts giving it a little more depth. And then I'm going to take the brown and just give it a little more, concentrating on where my shadow is going to be, because the light is reflecting from this side down. So this is just going to give me that shadow, that dimension. Then I'm going to go back with my yellow just to blend everything in. And then you take some Gem-Sol and just finish blending it in. Okay. So there how it looks. Then of course you cut it out. So I went ahead and started that. So I got 3 here, all cut out. So you just need 3 petals. So this has 3 petals. So now let's start shaping it. Oh, for the butterfly, before I do anything else, the butterfly was the same thing. Okay. What I did for my butterfly is I took, again, 2 colors. So I took, let's say I'm going to take this blue, darker blue, and then I want a lighter blue. I think I'll take these 2 darker blue. Now the difference with the butterfly is I went ahead and have a Stabilo white wax pencil. So you can get this, it's individually, or you can buy it on Amazon. And that is what I'm going to use to give it, see that transparent look, because it has white. So it looks a little bit like transparent, a transparent look. So you're going to take your lighter color, and I'm going to do on this one. And you're just going to apply color on the top of your wings. And very lightly, because it is dark blue. So very lightly I'm going to put color on the top of my wings. And then the body, for the body I may want to just use brown. Not make it too dark. And if you want to be even fancier, you can take a little bit of black and put just on one side like that. Okay. Then I'm going to take the next color, which is the little darker blue. Actually, the little lighter blue, sorry. I'm going to take the little lighter blue and just put a little bit of color on the bottom, very light-handed. Then I'm going to take the white and going to put that in like so. See how now that's starting to create that transparency. Then I'm going to go back with my darker color and just make sure I have a little more darker on top of the wings. And then with the lighter color, just try to blend everything in. Okay, just blend it in. And then that's when I'm going to come with my gem saw and just go over it like that, just to intensify the color and see how that looks. And if you want to even spruce it up more, you can put a little bit of glitter on the wings. So let me go ahead and get that, and I'll show you how that's going to look if I put a little glitter. Actually, I have it right here. So I have a little of this glitter glaze, and I can put it just on the wings. And that gives it a little sparkle. I don't know if you can see that sparkle, but just gives it a little sparkle. And let me put some in here. And even helps intensify the color a little bit. See how pretty that looks? Okay. Okay, so then you go ahead and use your die and you cut it all out. So now I'm going to show you how to go ahead and give some shape to this. So for this, you're going to need, let me go ahead and put this away here. You're going to need a pad, a push pad. Okay. And you're going to need a stylus, a medium bulb, and I can even use a smaller bulb. Let's see if I have a smaller one. I'll use this smaller one. Okay. I keep everything in this little handy dandy container. So what you're going to do, I have 3 shapes, so I'm going to take my first small one, or whichever side you want to start with, and you're going to go ahead and push from the tips down, and you're going to drag your stylus along the petals. So I'm going to start at the top, drag it down, start at the top, drag it down. And what we're doing is we're softening the fibers of this paper and giving it dimension, so that way it stays on in that shape. Okay, see how it's staying in that shape, and it's curling towards the middle. So you want to curl it towards the middle. Okay, like that. See how it curls up? Then you're going to turn it over and push the center down, so that way it brings the flower up. See how it brings that flower and give it dimension. You're going to do that. Now sometimes you can take the little one. I'll take the little one, and like say I just want to give a little more curve or lines. The little one can help you give some more lines on your petals if you want to. Like that, so that I can push it down and create like lines. Okay, and you can use this. So if, let's say you want to give this dragonfly a little bit of dimension, you can drag your stylus just on the top of each of the wings, and then I'm going to use this one, go in the middle, and see, and then just fold it over a little bit, the wings up, and see, that gives it a little dimension. Just put some foam adhesive or three-dimensional adhesive, whatever you have. And there, you can put that, and see, that looks very different. This looks very different than this flat image. So compare that to this one. This one looks better in a card, more live. You just need to put a little bit of foam adhesive on the back, and it will, hopefully it will retain the shape. If you're going to mail it, I would recommend that you put little dimensional foam adhesive on the back here if it's going to be put in the mail, because otherwise it's going to flatten out. I'm going to do the same thing to this one. I'm going to just get it all the same, just push down. And I'm doing it quickly because I want to make sure this video is not going to take 2 hours to make. So I'm doing it real quick. And you can do these flowers very quickly like you see here. It's very simple to give your flowers three-dimensional. Just do that. These are perfect to do. Have a bunch of these ready to go when you're making cards or when you're with your friends having a card making session. And you can use up all your scraps. It's a good way to use your scraps. It doesn't have to be just pure white cardstock. You can use colored cardstock, as you can see me using here, and it will work just fine. And then do it like that. And then one more. I'm going to do that. See how quickly it goes. Now you have two options of glue. You can either use liquid glue or you can use a hot glue gun. If you're crafting with other people and they're not seasoned crafters, you know, you're having a nice little get together with friends that you just want to have some time together, but they don't know how to craft, or they're new at crafting and you don't want them to burn their fingers. So, and the good thing about using liquid glue is that they have time to move things around. I'll just bring them a bunch of little glue bottles like this for them to use it. The advantage of using a glue bottle, you still have time to change things. The disadvantage is because things are not completely dry, if they start playing with it, it's gonna, get out of balance. It's gonna move. The good thing about hot glue is that as soon as you put it down, it stays there. You have less time to maneuver things and change things. However, you can burn yourself. You can use low heat tool or low heat gun, but I prefer not to even deal with that. Okay, so here is my 3 pieces. So I'm going to take some of this adhesive, liquid adhesive. This is just regular Elmer glue. I buy the old glue and I buy it by the gallon because I use that glue not only for my card making, but I also use the glue to make clay, air dry clay, and for other things. So I buy the big gallon and it's more economical. So it's right there. See how I offset it a little bit? I don't want to put these petals in the same angle, so that's why it's good to have glue, because then I have time to kind of move it around to make sure that I'm a little off center or off in between each of the petals. I don't want it to be exactly this petal is going to match the other petal. I don't want that. I want that to be in between. So I'll show you in a second. So see how I want this petal to be in between this gap here. So if I do that, I put this down, see how it's in between the gap? So there. And then see, I can move things around. Okay. Looks good. Looks good. So now I'm going to put more glue in the middle now. Now you can leave it like this. You can put glitter on there. And then have it without the beads. You can put glitter and it'll be fine. You can also put stamen if you have some like this one. And what you do is you put a big hole in the middle, put the stamen through, and then put some glue in the back. I recommend hot glue. That way it'll stay put. Or let's see. Let me see this one. See how this one just has glitter in the middle? So you can put glitter in the middle. And let's see if I have another one. That's pretty much it. Either you can use glitter, beads, and look, this one has, I actually have a die that makes like stamen, and that's what that one has, is just a die. And then see how it's going to look with this. This is beads. So I'm going to put some beads. I'm going to put enough glue in the middle here. Make sure you use a glue that dries clear. You don't want that glue to show in between your beads. Like here, see how it dries clear? It dries nice and clear. And then you want to go ahead and scoop some up. I have this little spoon that I bought, but you know, you can also use spoons that you get when you go to get ice cream. Those little spoons or mini spoons they give you when you're testing ice cream. Save those. Those are the ones I use when I'm having a craft event. I'll use those spoons for people to use to put glitter on and others and do other stuff. But I'm going to show you how I'm using this one. But yeah, I do have those little ones. I do have it in a case. I don't have them in my craft room because I put everything that I use for when I have events in a case. So it's not with me. But I know you know what I'm talking about. It's those little spoons, mini spoons that you get when you go to Baskin Robbins to try their ice cream. Okay, so now I think I have there. I think I have enough. And I think I like it. I like it with this color instead of the brown. So there, and then see, you can put this along with some greenery. You see this greenery here? You can go ahead and put some of that greenery. Cut some of those. It's part, well, this stamp don't have that greenery, but you can add greenery. You can add also greenery from silk flowers. You can take that apart and then look how pretty that will look in the middle. I also have this Tim Holtz 3D leaf embossing folder. You can use that, but I think that one is a little too big. I think I prefer either this one or this one. And no, this one I don't like that it's too square or too like a triangle. So I would cut it. And maybe I would do something like that. To me, that will look more appealing. And see, I have another one here so that I can cut this one. And I can go ahead and place that here. Place something like that here. Just glue it. Now for this, I'll probably use hot glue to make sure it doesn't move. But see how that looks? It looks very nice. And then this one looks, and I don't usually put the leaves on right now because when I'm composing my card, that's when I start tucking leaves. So I don't like putting the leaves because let's say my design for my card, it looks better to have the leaf on the other side. So I like having these leaves available, but don't like putting them on until I'm actually ready to finish the card. So that's pretty much it for this. I hope you liked this video and I gave you some tips and tricks on using inexpensive watercolor. I hope you liked this video and I gave you some tricks and tips on using your watercolor pencils. So I hope you liked this video and I hope you enjoyed the tips that I gave you on how to use your color pencils and economic color pencils. These are the ones I bought, really economical. And then how you can form your flowers and use scraps of paper. Don't have to be white cardstock. Any color, solid color scrap. You can actually try using pattern paper. So if your patterns are small, then you can try to see how it looks if you cut it out of pattern paper, and that way you can use everything that you have. You can make all these bunches of flowers like I do here. I make tons of flowers and then I have them ready for when I'm creating cards or when I have people over to make cards. So I hope you like this video and thank you for watching. Bye now.